We're here live from the Microsoft Education booth. We're here at ISTE 2018, 20,000 educators. I have the exclusive interview today with probably the most sought-after company. I want to bring on Joey from a fantastic company called Flipgrid. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
What do you think about this place? 20,000 teachers all around trying to figure out how to get innovative in their classroom, and I got to say, you guys seem to be the answer today.
Oh, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. ISTE is amazing. This is my second ISTE. I was down in San Antonio last year. My role within Flipgrid is to work with the educators in our community, and what we see every day is educators sharing ideas and sharing different things that are working in their classroom, and that's what ISTE is. That's all those educators that are passionately supporting each other, getting together in the same place. It's just awesome.
So it seems like there's two different kinds of teachers here. Those who love Flipgrid and have Flipgrid fever, and those who are sitting here going, what is this? So let's kind of go back. What is Flipgrid and how did it get started?
All right, sounds good. So what is Flipgrid? Flipgrid is a video-based social learning platform. Best way to think about it is if you picture those old text-based discussion forums, Flipgrid is the modern social media reimagining of it, video-based. So it's a perfect opportunity for educators to hear from every single student in their class on the topics that they define.
And how are they doing that exactly?
So they're posting discussion topics within Flipgrid. So you set up a grid for your class, and then you can post as many discussion topics as you want. So anything you want your students to talk about, reflect on, do projects on, you can set up a Flipgrid discussion topic for it. You can embed YouTube videos, you can link to articles, whatever you want, and then students respond with short videos, and it forms a grid of all these student faces where they're reflecting on your content.
And you were saying this a little bit earlier here. It's you guys have been around for a little bit of time, right?
Yeah, so we actually started at the University of Minnesota. Dr. Charlie Miller created Flipgrid as a project for his class of PhD students. Those PhD students were educators themselves, went on to teach other students and wanted to use Flipgrid in their class, started spreading throughout the University of Minnesota. Then the teacher librarians caught hold of it, started spreading in these innovation hubs in schools throughout the world. And then in 2015, we actually became a private company, and last Monday we announced that we're now part of these guys.
That is amazing. Congratulations. What does it mean to be a part of the Microsoft Education family?
It's absolutely amazing. We've known the Microsoft team for a couple of years now. We've got integrations with Teams, with OneNote. We've collaborated on events. We have a lot of educators in our community that are Microsoft educators as well. What really drew us to Microsoft was their relentless support of educators. It's something at Flipgrid that we take very seriously and we strive very hard to do, is to support and empower and thank the educators in our community. And we saw that in Microsoft as well. And the biggest thing was that we had a shared vision of Flipgrid continuing to support all educators across all ecosystems, Microsoft, Google, Apple, whatever, and we're able to make Flipgrid free, which is just amazing.
So what does that mean exactly for Flipgrid? I want to get into the free part here, but because you're now part of the Microsoft family, does that mean that instead of green and white, we're going to be doing blue and purple for your logo, or is there anything different that's going to be changing here?
That's a good question. So all of Flipgrid is staying the same. So the brand, the team, we're based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. The community, the product, it stays the same and will continue to evolve as it is right now. So the teachers that knew Flipgrid prior to Monday when we made our big announcement, the same Flipgrid is there for them today.
Now you had said that the announcement that everybody was getting Flipgrid fever over, which is it's now free.
Yeah, that's right.
What does that mean?
So when we approached Microsoft about this, actually, I can't remember if they brought up the idea or if we brought up the idea. It's irrelevant. But what we wanted to do was figure out a way that we could better empower all the educators in our community. So we hear on Twitter and via email these amazing impact stories of teachers really taking this simple piece of software that we created and using it in magical ways in their classroom to hear from students that they've never heard talk in class. And they share these stories with us. And as we started thinking more about how we can better support educators, it became completely obvious that the best way would be to make Flipgrid completely free to every educator on the planet, which is challenging to do as an independent company, right? Streaming video, hosting video, and this partnership and us joining Microsoft just really is the perfect solution because of their community and their support of educators. And not only did they commit, but they fully embraced that Flipgrid would not only be free for all educators, they will help us better support educators all around the world, because they're already supporting millions of educators around the world, but they're also providing prorated refunds to everybody that purchased in the past year, which is really amazing.
And that's, as you said, that's an amazing thing. How does somebody reach out to you and grab that refund?
So they actually don't need to. If you didn't hear from us, email George at flipgrid.com. My buddy George is over in the Flipgrid booth. You can go chat with him too. We send out emails to everybody. I think we've processed most of the credit card payments already, so the refunds should be hitting already. If you paid with PO or invoice, you should have heard from us. If you didn't get that email, like I said, reach out to us. But those will be processed within the next month or two. So
now that you guys are together,
yeah.
Anything you want to tell us here exclusively? No, nobody's listening here, but anything exclusive, new features, new horizons, what's on the table right now?
So like I said, every day we hear unique and innovative ideas from the educators in our community. We take those ideas, we kind of put them through the wash internally and figure out what will best support the most amount of educators. Every year we have an event called Flipgrid Live. This year it's on August 1st. It's where we reveal all of the major items for our new year. I'll give you a couple names of features that we're going to be releasing. The theme is the 90s. One of our updates is called Mixtapes, and the other one's called the Flux Capacitor. Pending our approval to use that word. But we've got some awesome stuff on store. We'll be live streaming that 7 to 9 p.m. on August 1st. Or if you're near Minneapolis, come visit us. It's gonna be an awesome party.
You don't have any features called the Brenda or the Dylan, do you?
Well, to be determined. You'll have to wait and see.
Wait till next year for all of that stuff.
Yeah, right.
Right. As you said here, we're getting into this whole Flipgrid and Microsoft deal. Part of what I'm seeing downstairs here at the Microsoft Education booth are so many MIEs that are out there. Brand ambassador doesn't even plug it. These are teachers that are out there creating lesson plans, creating curriculum around the products. Have you had a chance to meet and work with many MIEs?
Yeah, in fact, we've got hundreds or maybe thousands of MIE experts and MIEs in our community as well. Part of the reason that this marriage, for lack of a better word, made so much sense, they're excited, obviously, as I hope that all the educators in the Flipgrid community are excited, but they're doing absolutely amazing things. The MIEs are really reinventing what it is to engage students on a daily basis. They're using things like Teams and OneNote in just amazingly creative ways. And the MIEs in our community are using Flipgrid in amazingly creative ways. Like I said, Flipgrid was created for 12 PhD students, so you can see how it would be like Charlie posts a discussion topic, his students reflect on it, and that's just night and day. I mean, it is used that way now, but it's used in millions of other ways. There's staff introductions over Flipgrid now, so every single admin, faculty, and staff in a school will do introduction videos from home with their dogs in the video and their families in the video, and they'll send out that grid to the community ahead of school starting in the fall. And so then every parent and family member and community member can meet every educator in that school prior to school even starting. It's crazy.
I've even seen some elementary schools using it for yearbooks.
Yep. Yearbooks is probably the thing that's trending most in the Flipgrid universe. Is you set up a grid and you generally start it with that back to school, meet our staff, right? And then you set up a topic for the football games. You set up a topic for the carnival, for random school-wide discussions, or for weekly news, things like that. It's crazy.
So how do we get started? Like, I'm a teacher. I've never flipped a grid before. What's the first thing that I need? What devices do I need? How does it work?
All right. Any device with a webcam. One-to-one's great. One device for your entire class is just fine as well. The beauty of Flipgrid is it's super simple to use. You can go to flipgrid.com. You can get signed up in like 5 minutes. And when I say signed up, I mean have your class created, have your first discussion topic created and ready to go with students. There are a few resources I can share that are really great as you're getting started. Once you create your account, definitely check out the Discovery Library. In the Discovery Library, there are thousands of topic templates with resources, links, integration notes that are created by educators in the community and shared into that library specifically to help out their peers. So that if you're looking for a history, let's say a Rosie Revere or a history topic for your third graders, you can go in there, you can search middle or elementary school history, and you can see all these topics you can just pop into your grid and get going with.
You know, as I walk around the vendor floor down there's a lot of different topics and a lot of pockets of innovation that's going on.
Yeah.
One of the things that everybody has in common is child safety.
Yeah, absolutely.
On a video platform where anybody can say anything, send it, save it, share it. Where do you guys line up with child safety, child protection, and all of the laws that goes within it?
Absolutely, great question. I'm glad you asked that. Child protection and safety and privacy is like our #1 priority as a company. We've always put all the control over Flipgrid in the educators' hands. So Flipgrid can be as locked down and private and moderated as an educator wants. On the other end of the spectrum, Flipgrid can be open and social. There is a movement called the Sing-a-Song movement where an educator, Claudio Zavala, uses it with other teachers and they sing. And they share it on social media and they just brighten each other's day through song. But we've always put the power in the educator's hands. We're actually doubling down on that over the summer. On August 1st, we're going to be releasing something called the Grid Launchpad, which provides a whole suite of new privacy and security features that allow guests to come into your grid while continuing to protect the privacy of the students and their video content.
That is so awesome that you guys have that at the forefront as you guys move forward here. And all you need to do to get into Flipgrid Fever is to have a Microsoft account.
Actually, you can have a Microsoft account, you can have a Google account, you can have any email address. You just sign up at flipgrid.com.
Well, no, I just got Flipgrid Fever. That's pretty awesome there. Free platform, lots of great stuff. One more time, where do we go to find out more information?
Flipgrid.com, or you can search Flipgrid or Flipgrid Fever on Twitter. There's tons of ideas being shared every day.
Joey, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to join us here on the MIE Spotlight Series podcast. If you guys have Flipgrid Fever, we want to know a little bit about you. Let us know what's going on over here. You can go to teachercast.net/MicrosoftEDU, find out more information about that. We are here live from ISTE 2018.